And we are back with another video. This one is going to be focusing on the new boss with the drops that he has, as well as a few other things that came into the game. In the shops menu, in the Dragon Crystal shops at the very bottom, or close to the very bottom, the premium weapons, you're going to be finding the Fist or a Bundle. Now, this has actually been price adjusted. So now you'll see all of the fists do cost 1,000 Dragon Crystals. Now, this is because the Legion fist that we got last year, this is the same price as those, so it's 1,000 per each one. However, you can get the entire bundle for only 3,000 instead of 11,000, which was the original price. You also get the title Armed and Dangerous, which is a pretty cool title. If you don't know which Legion fist I'm referring to, it's the Empowered Soul Essence that came with the Darkcaster collection that we got, that came with the Darkcaster class skin and whatnot. And this is available inside of the Dragon, or where is it here? Collections, inside of the Dragon Crystal shops in the collections area. In town, you can talk to Gauze, and in here, you're going to be finding Gauze's Black Market. Just in case you guys didn't know, there are some dragons you can obtain in here that are Halloween inspired, like the Ghoulish and the Spectral and whatnot. There are other dragons you can obtain in here as well. And then there's also the Onyx Spike Tail and the Onyx Pointy Tail, and then the Red Spiked Tail, which is a red version of it, and then the Red Pointy Tail. Talking to Mix, you're going to be finding the Vampire Housing Kit, and this is a 3,000 thing. If you obtain this, you get the Vampiric Homemaker title, and you get quite a few different things in here. Don't like the names of these. These seem very generic named, but there's one of them, and then you've got another one right there. These are the towers for your castle, which is a really, these will be good building blocks for castles and stuff for those of you who build castles. There's a clock, big giant clock, and there's castle windows. These are taken pretty much directly out of the Darkovia one, which actually says Darkovia. These are the props for those, so that's actually pretty cool. There's the gate. You've got a Gothic gate, and then there's other things like that, pillars and whatnot that you can obtain. A top of a roof for your tower, a large, ooh, that's nice. I like the lamps, and then a single lamp, and then a wall lamp. So yeah, several different things in there. If you want to individually purchase them, they do cost gold, some of which are a little bit more expensive, and then some of which cost Dragon Crystals, but you can get the entire thing for 3k Dragon Crystals. As I mentioned in my last video, if you go to the Mistcroft town and you go all the way to this portal and head to Treat Street, in here, of course, you've got this guy here, which has house item stuff you can obtain in here if you're wanting more house related stuff. But then down here, you're going to be finding a new boss that spawns in. You're going to need 100 blood-filled gummies in order to spawn this thing, so you'd be using this thing right here. So you spawn in the boss and then you take it down. Also over here by the band, you've got another boss you can spawn in with candy every 5 minutes. So then you can use that, and then you'd be spawning in the candy bones, which you can then get the blood-filled gummies from. Besides the Prince of Darkness dropping some decent amount of candy, it also drops some travel forms and some house items. This is one of the drops that he has, the Darkovia Castle Wall Shield. This is the gray version. There's also a gold version you can get as well. And there's also a travel form called the Swarm of Bats form, and this literally makes you take the form of a bat, which is, I mean, bats plural, so I'll just show you that. It is a really awesome little travel form. Look at that. You're a swarm of bats. Now, some of them do kind of have weird gray things I've noticed. You'll see on the shadows, and there's also, I've got a video here of some of it works a bit wonky, But for the most part, it looks pretty friggin' cool, and I love these cute little things. In fact, I have a pet, a little tiny pet. You can probably see it because he flies a little bit different right down there, called a Flappy Bat Pet, and you can get this inside of Skull Punch Island. But isn't he adorable? So that's a pretty cool travel form, and there's also some other travel forms he drops as well. The first travel form is the... Oh, I can't... What do you mean I'm in combat? How am I in Oh. The next travel form is this big guy right here, and there is also a red version and a gold version. So these are the other ones that drop from this. And yeah, I love this big giant thing. Now this travels at 160, so it is pretty friggin' big and travels at a nice fast speed. So if you've been wanting to be this big giant golem type thing, then you can definitely be that now. It does take a while to get these drops. I farmed there in that location for about 2 hours to get this one and the swarm of bats. You guys can let me know how long it took you and how many of these travel forms you have so far. And that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and keep those swords swinging.